Charlene climaxed with a piercing shriek. Mac was surprised the occupants of the house they were parked outside of didn't come running out to see what was going on. Would they get a surprise if they did? A half-naked movie star and a world-renowned director. What the Inquirer wouldn't give for this picture. Charlene began wriggling into her clothes while Mac resumed his position behind the steering wheel. Soon they were on their way to Pacific Palisades, where they shared a large house with Charlene's 16-year-old daughter and Mac's 17-year-old twin sons from a previous marriage. As soon as they hit Sunset, Mac drove fast, constantly checking the rear view mirror, making sure they weren't being followed. Crime was on his mind a lot. 2 months ago, some tall, skinny cokehead had sprung out at him in an underground parking structure, shoved a gun in his stomach, and demanded his solid gold Rolex. He slipped it off his wrist and handed it over without a word. Once the robber had fled, he regretted the fact that he hadn't put up a fight. He would never admit it to Charlene, but after the incident, he felt less of a man. Whenever he related the tale to his friends, he made light of it. But deep down, he was sick that he hadn't fought back. Now, he carried an unregistered gun and screwed anyone who tried to take him. Back in his Brooklyn days, he had real balls. Was it possible that 20 years in Hollywood had softened him up? Sometimes he thought his entire life was a dream, from amateur boxer in Brooklyn to Oscar-winning director in Hollywood. Quite a leap, with a little help from his friends. He tried not to think about the old days. His past was buried, and he didn't want anyone digging it up. The one time he'd done someone from his past a favour, it ended in disaster. After that, no more favours. Mac was an expert at keeping a low profile as far as his early beginnings were concerned. The truth would blow everyone's mind. Lately, he'd had a strong urge to get rid of the yellow Rolls and buy a less conspicuous car. Unfortunately, Charlene wouldn't allow it. She was into image in a big way. As far as she was concerned, the Rolls said it all. As they approached their house, he noticed 2 police cars with blinking lights up ahead. "God damn it," he muttered. Cops always made him uncomfortable. A hangover from his Brooklyn days. "What?" Charlene said. "There's 2 police cars parked outside our house." "Why?" Charlene asked, reaching for her powder compact. "If I knew, I'd tell you," he replied shortly. She studied her perfectly made-up face in the small compact mirror and began applying more lipstick. "I suggest you find out." Beautiful and sexy as she was, sometimes Charlene got on his nerves. "Sweetheart," he said, trying not to let his aggravation show, "that's exactly what I intend to do."